Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi, Destiny 2 video, Gambit. So as you know, a lot of my videos on Destiny 2 are with Sloth Moods and Ultimate Shield 340. So we're in a match today. It's Ultimate Shield's first time. I kind of understand Gambit now. I understand what needs to be done. It's very PvP light. I still don't know how Gambit works, but every once in a while, enemy can come over and do some PvPing on you, 1 versus the 4 of you. So it's not too stressful, but it's still PvP, and I'm going to have predictable results when I get in PvP. I'm going to take this time, it's early, to thank you for subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing the videos and the content. I really appreciate it. I've had some really great commenters with very detailed comments on their builds on the channel. So I really want to thank you. The thing with Destiny 2 is for builds, it's just a very robust system. I don't know how it was before, but you can change on the fly. There's a lot of good things about it. I've mainly putting resilience in. I'm going to experiment when I'm by myself and no one has to suffer the consequences for my choices of the other things. But it's really easy. It doesn't cost a lot of materials to change things. Once you got the... basically, there's 10 slots, which are called energy. You can get to like 7 pretty easy, 8's tough, and then it gets harder. You need better mats. And you probably wouldn't want to waste your mats unless you got, you know, top tier gear. So, that being said, it's a 4v4. And basically what you're doing is you fight some NPCs. When you kill an NPC, they drop a currency. You pick up the currency, and every once in a while you will add the currency in there into like what's called a bank. And when you're adding the currency, it does certain things. It adds blockers, and again, I don't know what it does. I'm sure there's people have better videos than that. If you need to know the logistics of it, this isn't the place. What is the point here? You're getting to see gameplay from someone that doesn't normally do Destiny. I play Division 2, so you get to see some of that. If you're coming from a different game, we're probably going to have the same questions. This is our second match. I didn't record the first one. I apologize. I have this exotic bow that as I kill people, you see on the left it says Hail Barrage. That means I can throw an ice thing down. And when you break the ice things, then it shatters and kills things around AoE. These are the particles you're picking up that you're going to put in the bank later. This green thing is from this season. It's a strand. It's a type of... okay, here's what's funny. I didn't know where to put this stuff in. I'm going up there. I'm like, why isn't it working? Those little things on the side, those uprights, are where you put it in. I didn't realize that. So I've played like 4 or 5 matches at this point and didn't realize where to put the motes. And the idea is you fill up your bank enough that you spawn a primordial, a really tough NPC, and then, you know, it has 3 segments of life, and in each segment you got to kill like lieutenants to then be able to damage the boss. All the meanwhile, someone can come in from the other side. And you can see what it will tell you with the deposit for a medium blocker. 12 have been collected. Now in the game, I don't know, right? I never see that in the game. I'm so focused down my sights. Again, I've talked about this before. That's situational awareness. As you're doing new things, you tend to have tunnel vision. I talked about in the military where we had some stand downs because we had some safety things because people would get tunnel vision. And a lot of that has to do with communication. But even though Sloth Mood is telling me what to do, I still can't, there's too many things going on for me at this point. So how do you counteract that? Well, you got to do more of it. And so we had a very nice, Sloth is a very good host. This week, you get better loot if you do a not structured PvP, but a PvP where people can take their maximum builds and it's best builds versus best builds. We don't have the best builds, so we're going to die a lot. I'm going to die a lot anyways in PvP. And he was going like, if you don't want to do it. But the only way I'm going to get better is doing it. And so I've told everyone on the channel, one of the things is you get older, you got to do things that you don't necessarily like, and you got to get better. So I like running Gambit now because I understand a little bit more. Looking at the video, looking back, I have some things that I can do. I have 4 motes. I'm just going to run and put my motes in all the time. I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't know what that thing's doing. I don't know what a blocker is. I don't know any of this stuff. At this point, I'm just playing and becoming familiar with the game. And so a lot of times, I know some people have learning styles where they like to know everything first. They like to do all the research, but sometimes you just got to do it. And what gets explained to you is the actual mechanics of doing things sometimes are really more important than learning it through a book. One of the examples is knot tying, which I've told you before. I just dare you to try to tie things from a book without, and getting it right the first time. You're going to have to do it and see the knots and understand some of the things. I'm sure there's some people that don't, but I think the majority of people. And that comes from training people. You have to use maybe analogies to talk to them. Maybe, I don't know how Sloth could have communicated any better. I think he did a fine job. It's just that what's holding me back is I'm focused on killing things instead of looking just to the right at the motes. And so previously I told you I'm unsure about using the bow in PvP because while it has high damage, it has low recharge, and a lot of times I don't get a shot off and I get killed, which was, we went and played some more PvP 6v6 after this, and I stunk in that as well. So I'm in between what I want to do. And I'll tell you this about everything in life. When you're uncertain about what you're doing, you're going to have problems no matter what. So I have problems in PvP because I'm uncertain on what I want to do. And I've talked to you before about all those different things, the voices in your head, the things, the self-doubt and all those kind of things. And those are just things that are distraction. As you play more, as you do more things, you get more confidence and you get more experience. So you can hear now that this guy is coming in the cavern. Now that's probably him. And instead of staying focused on him, I'm trying to look at the map. And he goes down. But here's what I don't know. I don't know where he's going to spawn. It seems like he spawns over there. I don't know if the spawn is random. I don't know the maps that well. So there's a bunch of things that you shouldn't get down on yourself when you're first doing something new. You don't understand the lay of the land. You might not understand the rules. But as you're there more, you'll figure it out. And this is the primordial is open, which means then we're going to have to go kill the witches, which are over there. There's the primordial, I think. So as I understand the game better, it becomes more fun. That's just like anything in life. Some of you may be watching this and don't want to try Destiny 2. If it's free, I would try it. And like I said in my last video, at first the maps were really foreign. I come from the Division 2 where there's a lot of city maps. You're in Washington, D.C. In the Division, you're in New York City. It's very familiar. Sci-fi stuff isn't as familiar. If you do Lord of the Rings things or WoW, yes, you've been out in nature, so it's kind of familiar. But when I start playing Destiny 2 more, the environment ceases to be something different. I don't recognize the, how strange it is anymore, that it's not a city, and I just focus on the game. Probably focusing too much. And so I'm also playing with Sloth and Ultimate Shield is a really great YouTuber, I think. He has a series on Hogwarts. If you are interested in that, it's a pretty popular game right now. If you're interested in Harry Potter at all, I think it'd be interesting to see that game. I like Sloth because Sloth has a bunch of videos, and to me they're pretty funny. And he doesn't have a bunch of videos, but the videos he does, whatever they are, they speak to me. So he's a person I like to follow, and I like his point of view on things. Oh, and recently I like to joke around and kibitz a little bit, and I kind of said something. It's kind of mainly trying to tease someone more than that. And then I appreciate everyone on the channel sticking up for me. It's awesome. I just got to be careful what I say, because sometimes I'm joking around and like I'm going to say ambrosia because this will be the 4th video I've said ambrosia, and so I don't know why I'm stupid. So just take it easy with each other. You guys are all great. Everyone has been really great with the comments. I feel bad if I disagree with someone about a build and I want to make a point. So I'm learning how to do that better. I just kind of restate what my baseline is that I'm making my observations on. For example, I don't really have any right now about Destiny 2 other than resilience is pretty key for pretty much everything. And just for the thing is, if you don't know what you're doing, it gives you a little more survivability until you do realize what you're doing. In Division 2, I have a lot of opinions from a lot of experience, from a lot of playing. And I would, and some of those things are, I don't understand why other people don't see them. And so I might come across in a more blunt way, and I'm trying to temper that a little bit, because really it doesn't matter. In most of the gameplay, it doesn't matter. And really in Legendary, it's more your strategy than your build or anything like that. And part of your strategy is built on your experience. So if you play the lower levels in Division, when you play Legendary into your first couple times, you're going to try to play it like you've played it before. And so that's kind of what I'm explaining here is the same thing in the Division, and we lost. So at the end of this, I'll show you kind of what my pieces are. Don't forget to support the people in the game. Try to like my teammates, and then I never get to the results. I did okay in this, but it's really, I'm normally the last and everything. So Ronakazi signing off. Thank you again, YouTube. Appreciate you. Bye.